Welcome to Admin Automation. Today we are going to discuss about a traffic control system using the ABB PLC ladder logic and the visualization of the traffic control system. And you can see it is running in the automatic mode. You can see the auto mode icon will be barged here and those things will be working in the automatic mode. And when I'm stopping this, the positions of the lights will be predefined and will become to the previous position. And when I'm selecting the manual select, you can see the manual mode will be appeared barged on the screen, and I can toggle or I can change the manual or I can shift the manual things by clicking on the manual shift button. So this can be done manually and also in the automatic mode. By selecting the automatic mode, you can see that will be back in the auto positions. So let's see what's back end in this process. I am just minimizing this thing. This is the simple ladder logic that will be happening on the back end of this process. The entire ROL block, this is the core thing of the traffic control system, that will be selecting the numbers or that will be shifting the positions of the lights. So let's see how to extract these bits and how to refer or how to address these bits to the lights and the control system itself. Let's go. For this process, within the PLC we need two libraries. So we can go to the Windows and go to the library manager and add up two additional libraries. Right click here and add one additional library. That will be the standard library. So the standard.lib, I just open it. Then I have to add one more, that is the utility library. So util.lib I have selected and okay. So I just added two libraries for the PLC programming. Then closing this, then I'm coming back to my ladder programming session. Now I have to put one thing, a box with enable, and here you can see the function block, and this is the FBD operator, and have to rename it as ROL. This is the rotate over left function block. So I just want to rotate what? This will be the rotation thing, that will be 1. And how many times that should be rotated, that I'm just mentioning as B. So B times this should be rotated. So B will be not a boolean, it will be an integer. And okay. And the output will be G. I'm selecting as G. And that will be also an integer. G selected and okay and okay. So we just used the ROL block, and the ROL should be triggered with the input. So this will be the auto mode input. So I am just naming it as A and enter. This should be boolean. Okay, and by this I am triggering my ROL block, and for the auto mode that should be triggered automatically. So I just want to use a function block right here, and that should be in this function block, first function block utility library. That will be function manipulators controllers. In this thing can select the signals blink. Inside the signals I have to select the blink, and that will be I'm selecting the blink or enabling the blink in the defining the blink in the name of E and enter. You can see the type will be blink, and I have to set the time as T hash 1 second, and the time high will be also T hash 1 second. The low and high time will be 1 second for the blink, so that will be blinking in each and every seconds. So next thing, I just want to select not only the blink, I just want to use only the pulse. The pulse input I have to select. So inside this standard library I have to use the select the trigger. Inside the trigger you can see the rising edge trigger, R_TRIG, rising edge trigger, that will be only passing the rising edge pulses of the PLC. So just defining it as F, that will be R.TRIG. Okay, and I have to use next thing, have to use an addition block for the incrementing of the B, or the rotating or the number of rotation have to increment by each and every pulse. I have to use another function block enable by clicking here and making it as an add block. Addition with what? We have to add B with 1 and stores the value in B itself. Okay, so I just only have the three outputs. This kind of three outputs should be, so we need only 4 bits, something like that, and have to make another block for limiting this thing. For limiting, have to use the GT block. The GT block that should be used, and one thing that will be G. The G means the rotation over left output. G should be greater than 8. Okay, when it is greater than 8, that should be triggering a boolean output of H, and that should be boolean. And now let's go and make a trial. Right now I'm going to verify this project and I'm going to run this. We can see it is in the binary format. If you don't want the binary format, you can select it and change to decimal or hexadecimal. And now I'm going to trigger this thing. Select, double tap on the A contact and Control F7. And you can see on the runtime, I'm going to run this controller. By running this, you can see this will be rotating. The one will be rotating all over G up to and numerous times. The greater than block will not be working because I didn't give anything in the H block. With this H, I have to reset because it is above 8 and I have to reset with the H. I have to rotate it again from the 0th position. So I'm back to the offline mode. I'm going to log out and I'm using another run. That should be, I'm using another run right just below here. And with the H, I'm using a normal open contact, and using this H, I'm using a move block for the reset application. I'm using a move block right here and have to name it as MOVE. MOVE. Have to move 0 to the destination. So you have to 1 to the destination. 1 means the first position, 1 to the destination. That destination should be G. Have to reset the G into the first position. And also I have to add one more move block that will be used for like this thing, MOVE, move block, and the source should be 0. The 0 should be moved to the B. The addition result should be 0. That's why I'm moving 0 to the B. You can see the addition result will be B. B should be 0 when I am triggering when the greater than block is triggered. So now let's go and quickly find what happened. Again, I'm triggering this thing. You can see the bit will be rotating to left up to 3 positions, and after the 4th position that will be rotating back to the previous position. So these bits we have to extract. That will be G0.0, G.0, G.1, G.2, like this. This will be the bit addresses, corresponding bit address we have to give to the traffic light address. Now I have to do one more thing. That's for the manual selection. For the manual selection, I just want to bypass this thing. By using an NO contact, and that should be bypassing the blink block. So that should be placed inside here, and this will be J. J will be the Boolean address that will be used for the manual selection, and have to use one more contact right here. That should be K. The K will be triggering the manual pulses. That will be also Boolean, and we need to put one NC contact right here or here in between the trigger and the blink bit. So we have to use the NC contact of J. When the J is triggered or the manual mode is on, there will be no blink output triggering the entire operation. Only the J and K will be triggering the ROL and addition and the greater than block. Like this, we have to move. We have to add the bypass condition right here. I just want to use 2 NC contacts, and here also I just want to use the NC contacts. So here I can use the bypass of NC contact and another one NC contact right here, and name it as A. When A automatic mode is present, there will be no conditions. There will be the mode that will be moving and the J condition. And this is the auto and manual mode. When any one of this is not present, that will be stopping the move block or the resetting condition. So this is the entire syntax, and we can go and run this thing again, and we can select this auto mode by triggering the J. Control F7. I just selected the auto mode and pulsing the K. You can see that will be triggered, and again I am using the Control F7. You can see the bits will be shifting towards the left side. So auto and manual mode has been completed, and when I am double tapping and deselecting the auto mode, you can see that will be again reset into previous position. So this is the back end of the PLC program or the traffic light control. Now we can link these things to the HMI screen. And now we can go for the HMI screen creation. I click over the visualization part and double tap on the visualization that I have created right here, or you can add your new object right here by adding a new screen. And now I'm taking my default screen, and you can see this is the switches. This is the push buttons you can select from here. The buttons I have to select from here, right? I have to draw it like this and have to double tap and type your text like this, auto or start or stop, and we can see the credentials inside the start or stop buttons. You can see the auto start or stop, and inside the text or the input you can see that will be PLC PRG underscore A. We have to toggle the variable, have to select the toggle variable. That is the thing we have to do in the push buttons. By selecting the toggle variables, you can see this thing. Okay, have to address this thing, like have to press F2 right here. I have to press the function 2, and you will be getting the list of the object that we have used. That will be A will be the boolean or the automatic start that I have given in the PLC program. Now we can select the A and hit OK. That's it. Like this, we have to select manual shift. You can see the input, that will be K. That will be the manual mode selection, and sorry, the manual shift, and the manual mode selection will be like J. A and J are the auto and manual mode respectively. Next thing, we have to do the things that we have to give to the lights. These are the red and yellow and green lights. Now we can go for the lights of this thing and double tap on one light, and you can see the variables as change color variable as PLC PRG dot G dot 0. That is the bit they have mentioned before, G dot 0. That is the first bit of the rotate or left output, G dot 0, and the variable colors will be in the outside or the normal condition it will be black, the alarm color or the triggered color will be red. And also you can see the next thing, I just used G1, and that should be invisible in G3, or the third step that should be blinking yellow in every steps. So I can show you another thing, that in the back end there is a yellow that will be this, the upper one will be invisible when the third step is appearing. That is the invisible thing. And like this I just used here invisible at G3, G.3 at the third step. You can see everywhere under this thing, under this light there is a yellow thing. In here also I just using this G3 for the yellow condition, and also this should be given to every lights. You can see this will be G0, and this will be G1, and this will be G2. Like this I can use all these things. And the auto mode and manual mode badging, you can see the visibility or the wish on the variables or the input. In the variables you can see that should be invisible when PLC PRG.J is appearing. J means that will be the manual mode. During the manual mode, the auto mode badging will be disappeared. Like I just used in the manual mode, that should be invisible when the auto mode is on. This is the thing happening in this HMI screen, and you can draw the rectangles right here like this, and you can make it as an object, and we can control all these things in the PLC process. Let's see the working right here. I can show you this thing, both of them in a single glance. You can see like this. That will be starting when I am watching this thing. You can see the back end of the process right here, and the PLC program is working, and the basis, or sorry, the HMI screen will be working on the basis of the PLC program. Hope you understand my video, and if you have any doubts you can comment down below and I'll be clarifying all this stuff for you. And thank you.